Welcome students. Now the next topic which we will cover is halides of group number 16. In previous video we were doing chemical properties of group number 16. In chemical properties we covered two topics. One was oxidation state and the second was that hydrides of group number 16. Now the third is halide. It is also under the chemical properties. Now, halides means halogens, which are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodide. Now we have to study the compounds of these halogen with group number 16. So halides are categorized according to the number of halides used for the formation of compound. They are categorized as monohalides, dihalides, tetrahalides, and hexahalides. So let us first start with the monohalides. As the name suggests that the number of halogen involved will be 1. Generally, monohalides are found in the form of monochlorides and monobromides of only two elements of group number 16, that is, one is sulfur and other is selenium. Dihalides means two halogens will be involved. So in dihalide form all the elements are known to exist. Examples you can take, I have taken of here oxygen difluoride, sulfur dichloride, selenium dichloride, so on. Now their hybridization is sp3, and sp3, since central atom is these oxygen, sulfur, selenium, and the side atoms are these. So in short there are three atoms involved. The shape is bent, as you can see over here. The shape is in the bent form, having two lone pair of electron, and other this central atom is sp3 hybridized, having tetrahedral configuration. Next is tetrahalide. In this also all elements are known to exist. The general formula is mx4. X is halogen, M is central metal, that is oxygen, sulfur. Their shape is trigonal bipyramidal, and we know that trigonal bipyramidal, the hybridization is sp3d. So their shape will be central metal over here, and since trigonal bipyramidal there are 5 positions. In one position there will be lone pair of electron, and that will be at the equatorial position. So the remaining 4 are arranged as in this way. Now the next is, last one is hexahalide. As the name says that there will be 6 halogen involved. It is only shown by a fluoride. Why it is only shown by a fluoride? Because of extremely small size. Otherwise hexafluoride means we require here 6 halogen around a central atom. So if their size increases, then they are going to create problem in the arrangement. So this hexafluoride concept only, it is valid for fluoride only. General formula MF6. So shape will be octahedral, and they are arranged in this direction. Central metal over here, then 6 fluorine are arranged in a octahedral way. Now after doing our chemical properties of group number 16, we are switching to next topic, which is your some important compounds of group number 16. So I have over here that simplified which compounds are involved, which we will study. First is your dioxygen, then is O3 ozone, then SO2 sulfur dioxide, then SO3 sulfur trioxide. Then we will study some oxo acids of sulfur. Then the last topic will be sulfuric acid. So the very first topic is dioxygen. As the name suggests, it is dioxygen. Molecular formula will be O2. The very in all these topics of important compounds of group number 16, there are certain topic which will be included in all these. These topic will be their method of preparation and their physical and chemical properties. This thing we're going to deal in all these compounds. So see, now we are starting with dioxygen. Now we will start with the very first important compound of group number 16, that is dioxygen. Its molecular formula is O2. The first topic is method of preparation. The first topic is method of preparation. This method is very easy. The very first method of preparation is involves heating of any oxygen rich metal oxide or salt. Means if we heat any metal oxide or salt, then it will give us dioxygen as a product. Here example I am carrying of silver oxide. If I heat, means if I will provide some extra energy, then it is going to decompose, it is going to dissociate. When it will dissociate, it will give you silver and oxygen, and oxygen is liberated out. Next, or we can take any oxygen rich salt also. For example, potassium chlorate if I take, so it is rich in oxygen. If I heat, it will again dissociate, it will dissociate into KCl and O2. Here also oxygen is liberated. Now the next method is decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. Since we know that hydrogen peroxide, oxygen bond is peroxide linkage is there. So if we will provide them heat, again decomposition will take place into water and oxygen. From here also we can get oxygen. Now one more method is there which we studied in our lower classes, that is decomposition of water. When we will do electrolytic decomposition of water, it will give us hydrogen gas and oxygen. So by this method, this is industrial method of obtaining oxygen. Now let us go for the properties of oxide, that is dioxygen. The very first property is that it is a colorless, odorless gas. Means it is not exhibiting any color, or it is not exhibiting any smell. Second is that it is paramagnetic in nature, means it is attracted by magnetic field, and paramagnetic nature comes from the presence of unpaired of electron. So you can even check out the unpaired electron present by using MOT, that is molecular orbital diagram or theory, by writing its electronic configuration, and you will find that there is availability of unpaired electron in the pi 2px orbital. Next is that it exists in three isotopic form, that is oxygen 16, oxygen 17, oxygen 18. Their atomic numbers are same but mass number are different. Mainly we deal with this oxygen 16 isotope because of abundant availability. Next is reaction with metal, very simple. Metal and oxygen, they react to give metal oxide. For example, calcium, oxygen, calcium oxide. Magnesium, oxygen, magnesium oxide, as we have done in 10th class burning of magnesium ribbon. Reaction with one thing more, this metallic oxide, its nature is basic in nature. It is basic in nature, basic oxide. How we come to know that it is basic oxide? When we dissolve this magnesium oxide in water. So what happened? Magnesium oxide, when we dissolve in water, it give you magnesium hydrogen oxide, which is a base. So when oxygen also react with non-metal, for example phosphorus, it exists in P4 form. If we will burn in presence of oxygen, then it will give P4O10. So this oxide is, its nature is acidic oxide. So this we all deal about dioxygen. Now let us see how many types of oxides are there. Since here a term is oxide, oxide means binary compound of metal with oxygen, that is MO. So group number 16 exhibit various types of oxide, namely acidic, basic, neutral, amphoteric and mixed oxide. Acidic, nature will be acidic. It is generally formed by non-metal combining with oxygen to give metallic oxide, for example sulfur dioxide. Basic oxide is given by metal, oxygen, basic oxide, for example magnesium plus oxygen, magnesium oxide, which we covered over here also. Neutral, no change in litmus paper, CO, NO or N2O, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide and dinitrogen oxide. Amphoteric, exhibiting both behavior, acidic as well as basic, exhibited by metalloids, especially aluminium, Al2O3. And the last is mixed oxide, having oxygen of two different valency. For example, Fe3O4 combined formed by FeO plus Fe2O3.